Days of Our Lives, Kristen and EJ reeling. Crypt bones, shocking identity exposed. Days of Our Spoilers, Wednesday, December 10th. Sophia tricks Rachel. Chanel in fear mode. Tate confesses to Holly. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives gives a huge stunner coming that leaves Kristen DiMera, EJ DiMera, and the rest of the family stunned. It's the identity of the bones set up in the family vault, buried beneath the bottom. It's going to be an absolute stunner. This week, Theo Carver was tossed in with Chad DiMera, Kristen, and Tony DiMera. EJ joins them soon. And that means the family reunion is nearly complete. But when they're saved, the bones they set up are going to go with them. And they're linked. That outgrowth is going to be a jaw-dropper. Let's get into who's dead and buried. Not in a vault in the tomb, but hidden under the bottom. A hopeless DiMera family trapped in the vault on Days of Our Lives. The vault crew, Tony, Kristen, and Chad, bandied that there was no way out of the family tomb. They were each prepared to watch the door and make a break for it, but they missed their chance when Theo was cured and tossed in. He's got no idea who took him or how he got there. The malefactor took Abe Carver's son in broad daylight. EJ is going to be joining them soon, and perhaps together they can figure out how to escape the creepy grave. Or more likely, Rafe Hernandez and Jada Hunter are going to deliver the internees. And perhaps psychic Susan Banks gives them an indication on where to search. Meanwhile, the DiMera heirs at law are wondering about the human remains they find. Kristen was trying to dig her way to freedom, but she cut her hand and gave up on it after Tony swathed her hand with his shirt. But with Chad and Theo joining the party, their despair is growing, so the digging is going to renew. Unmasking the kidnapper is Peter Blake behind the DiMera hijacking on Days of Our Lives? Not only are Kristen, Chad, Tony, and Theo intent on escaping, but they want to know who took them and why. Our leaker told us weeks ago it was Peter Blake. That was indeed before his return was verified in the downtime promo. So good on our leaker. That makes me happy, because it tells me again they're veritably dependable. Tony said he allowed Theo was behind their hijackings, but also he allowed about it some further and realized that was ain't really his horse and style. Meanwhile, Kristen's allowing their family EJ may have them each there while he's staging achievement to take over DiMera Enterprises. But Chad defended EJ and said no. Chad said there's no way EJ would abduct them because he's representing Chad in the guardianship case for Thomas DiMera and Charlotte DiMera. Chad knows that EJ can play dirty, but he knows he wouldn't play him dirty like that when his kiddies are at stake. Plus, any reservations about EJ are going to dematerialize when he joins them in the tomb this week. Salem PD on high alert as Rafe and Jada probe. The good thing is Jada went on high alert when Theo didn't show up for their date, especially when she knew that he'd just been drooling with Gabby Hernandez at the cantina. He stepped out to take a call from his pater, Abe, who also bear the word that he was on the phone, and the call suddenly dropped. Now we've got FBI agent Rafe Hernandez on the case. He's looking into Chad's exposure. And now they've got Theo as another case to be working. Top Bobby Jada has the Salem PD on high alert to find Theo and Chad. They're curious about Tony's whereabouts as well. They're not really looking for Kristen because they assume that she's on the getaway after escaping Statesville, but they're veritably concerned with primarily chancing Chad and Theo, but conceivably Tony as well. The shocking discovery on Days of Our Lives whose bones are buried beneath the bottom? I suspect that the vault crew isn't going to sit around and stay for deliverance. And they may renew digging soon. That means they come across the set of bones that are neatly laid to rest in one of the vault places. These bones are hidden away like what you would do to a secret murder victim. Once they find them, Theo looks at them and says, "These are mortal bones. But whose fleshly remains are they?" That's the big question. We see a lot of DiMera names on all the vault spots in the tomb, but these bones are surely not in one of the pronounced graves. We also know from the downtime promo that Rafe takes the bones to the FBI lab, gets a positive ID, and comes back over to the DiMera manse to tell the family on Days of Our Lives. EJ and Kristen are there when Rafe drops the stunner. That same scene shows Kristen blubbing and talking about how there's too important death girding the DiMeras. Still, I have to just give a little caveat that the crying scene could be Kristen crying over commodity differently, and it's cleverly cut into the edit where Rafe is saying they've an ID on the bones. I do suppose the Kristen crying scene actually is from the reveal. But if it was a clever edit, it's to make observers suppose the dead person is someone that means a lot to Kristen. Could the remains belong to Stefano Di Mera on days? As I said, our leaker told us Peter is the kidnapper. So, also we've to wonder if Peter put the bones in the tomb for his internees to find. Perhaps it's a dread tactic or an indication to commodity coming for the Di Mera heirs at law. I kind of suppose the bones and Peter aren't involved together. Then's what I wonder, are those bones the bones that belong to their late father, Stefano Di Mera? His body was no way set up after he passed down numerous times agone. I'm wondering if notoriety intimately buried the Phoenix's body in the bottom of the Di Mera tomb. That would explain Kristen's veritably strong response. She and her consanguineous Pater Stefano were veritably close. And it would be veritably disturbing for Tony, Kristen, EJ, and Chad to learn that Stefano wound up in an unmarked grave. But also again, perhaps it was done at the request of the Phoenix. Perhaps he told Dr. Wilhelm Rolf to hide his bones there after harvesting DNA to make the Stefano 2.0 design. Perhaps it's to make certain that Stefano's body would no way be set up and his legend as the Phoenix would live on ever. A final twist are the bones Abigail Devereaux's on Days of Our Lives? Another possibility is those bones belong to Abigail Devereaux. Of course, Kristen would be super sad for Chad and his kids. However, Jack Devereaux and Chad disinterred Abby's grave back when Kat Green was pretending to be Dear Abby, if you flash back. And they were shocked, because the grave was empty. Chad's been determined to find Abby's remains so he can lay her to rest, but the only person who knows is Clyde Weston. But also Kat's mama, Katharina Meliones, shot Clyde, and he's been in a coma since also. It could be that they're Abby's remains, because Clyde decided to hide them right under Chad's nose as part of his crooked game. Perhaps he allowed it'd be ironic to put them there. We'll find out within the coming couple of weeks who it is. We also know the bones don't belong to the riddle person in the big test tube because they're in some kind of counterpoise with Dr. Rolf's Phi life support system until he can resuscitate them. So, drop your commentary below on the bones riddle. Days of Our Spoilers Wednesday, December 10th. Sophia tricks Rachel. Chanel in fear mode. Tate confesses to Holly. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, December 10th, reveal that Sophia Choi will trick Rachel Black while Chanel Dupree Di Mera is in fear mode. Tate Black will also confess to Holly Jonas, so then's what days suckers can look forward to. Once Stephanie Johnson returns from her trip to Chicago, she'll have a surprise staying for her back home. Alex Kyriakis will have everything ready for some Christmas decorating, so that'll bring some vacation cling time for the couple. Speaking of relating time, Brady Black and Sarah Horton will do further of that on Wednesday's Days of Our Lives occasion as well. Days spoilers say Sarah and Brady will lean on each other for support since they're both dealing with plenitude of issues right now. Brady's biggest concern will naturally remain Rachel and her adaptation period at Bayview. Still, Rachel is actually starting to settle in nicely thanks to her new fellowship with Sophia. Unfortunately, Sophia is just manipulating Rachel as part of her own docket. That docket will come with some twists and turns, so look for Sophia to trick Rachel on Wednesday's show and come indeed further of a bad influence. Other days spoilers say Tate will have a concession to make. Holly Jonas will get updates on some news regarding Tate's dilemma, so it sounds like he'll confess that he's in peril of collapsing out of Salem U. While Holly reacts to Tate's delicate situation, Chanel will struggle to rein in her fear over the growing Di Mera trouble. Di Mera's keep going missing, so it's easy to see why Chanel will worry about Johnny Di Mera and Trey Di Mera, too. Nonetheless, Paulina Price will do her stylish to quiet Chanel's fears and stop all the alarm bells. There's not enough force for Chanel and Johnny to get sanctioned defensive detail from law enforcement, but EJ Di Mera may step by and shoot some protection their way. Days of Our Lives spoilers say that could complicate effects for Chanel and Johnny, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.